What's up, everybody? Mig Toshi here, host of the Beyond Blogs podcast, and we are coming at you today with episode 4, interviewing the MetaMask bros. And so we're going to be talking about some of the new features and cool things that MetaMask is doing, and let y'all know what's up in the crypto space and events. So like, comment, give a share, and tell us what you think. Enjoy the show.
Miggy and Ken.
Sweet.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. What's up, everybody? Miggy Crypto here, Mig Toshi on X, and we are back at ETH Denver at the new Build City, doing the things you know and love. This is the Beyond Blogs podcast, and I have the best, amazing guest host here with me. You should already know who he is.
How goes it? I'm Ken Bozak, not another Bitcoin podcast. We're here at ETH Denver 2026, and Miggy's going to kick it off.
And so today we have a couple more amazing guests with us to end out this day on our 4th episode we've recorded so far. This is going to be a good one. I'll let them introduce themselves, starting with...
Awesome, thanks. Thanks for having us as well. I'm Ryan McPeck. I lead smart accounts at MetaMask, and yeah, excited to be here.
Cool.
Excited to have you here, honestly.
Yeah, thank you.
Jordan Andrews, ecosystem manager at MetaMask and Consensys. I work on MetaMask SDK v2, MetaMask smart accounts, and managing our EVM strategic accounts, so dApps and chains.
Cool. Yeah, we're super excited to have you guys. Last year, we got to talk with some people working with the Consensys team. So coming back this year to get some people talking about like core development things is going to be great. So I guess let's just start with the basic question. How are you enjoying your first visit to the new Build City?
I love it here, dude. Yeah, this is a great setup.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have the cow manure smell, right?
Oh my God,
So-
you made me just nostalgically miss that.
Yeah.
You're over here thinking about the smell and
God,
everything.
the hay
When
and
you said it, I was like,
poo.
what is this missing? And that's what I've been missing.
It's missing a certain je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. I remember they
You're
had
so
like
right.
these speaker events like underneath in the basement, and they were like there's steep stairs and like all you could like people were trying to talk, and all you could smell is like
Yep.
stamped on hay and like manure and stuff.
That was the smell of ETH Denver.
Hell yeah. That's how you know like the people who wanted to be there were there
That's
for the right
so
The
true.
real
reasons.
builders.
Yeah.
The real builders.
Yeah,
That's
didn't
what
they
it's
have where
built
like
for.
people were sleeping in that area too and stuff?
That's right. Yeah.
I
That's
like this
awesome.
though. It feels like we're growing up. The space is maturing. I miss the Rainbow Road a little bit, but it also, again,
RIP Rainbow Road.
maturity is a lot of what these B2B events, and all these events are now B2B. Some of them may have been P2B. Any and every event from here on out is B2B. You may be a spectator of the B2B event, but nothing really is here for you unless you're looking to do something or get something done. And to see that being reflected on the floor, it's bullish. You know, I mean, I still see my bros in pajamas that are the devs getting it done. But then you see the suits not too afraid to go up to the pajamas and ask them if they can help them build their jet. Like, you know, they're out here hiring them now. So the intimidation factor, I think, is coming down if it's venues and events like this maturing with that. Like, we lost the Rainbow Road, we lost our manure, but we have gained some accolades and credibility that are, you know, leaking out of this space. Like our echo chamber, it's gone. You know,
It's expanding.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see.
But
So
it's
I guess
nice.
start us off with a little bit of news about MetaMask or anything that you just wanted to let us know. Anything that
Yeah,
you
what are
could
you guys
announce?
doing here at
Yeah,
ETH
what are you
Denver?
here for? I know if you're here, you talk about something.
Absolutely. I mean, my main reason here is smart accounts, AI agents, very popular right now.
Yeah.
What's a smart account?
Smart account? Yeah. So we started smart accounts a couple years ago, and so we brought them into the MetaMask wallet using 7702, which really gives EOA contract, like EOA signers, contract code. So now an EOA in a MetaMask wallet will have smart contract abilities. So they can do batch transactions was one of the first things we rolled out
That
last
was literally
year.
going to be my first question. I asked that from every wallet
Yeah.
ever.
It's the most seamless experience. You
Yeah.
don't have to approve and swap anymore. You can do it in one transaction.
Cool.
So it's the lowest lift kind of thing that we could provide value for.
And it's a
our folks.
huge benefit, even though you
Right.
think it'd be like low-hanging fruit.
It's huge. Yep. And the next thing was that we provided is gasless transactions with smart accounts.
How'd you
Yeah,
manage
that's
that?
awesome.
Well, so how we use it is, before I started at MetaMask, I started at MetaMask in 2023. Before that, I was researching kind of delegation framework, which
Yeah.
provides authority abstraction. So it's like permissions frameworks kind of stuff. And so then I was brought on to MetaMask to kind of like build out the smart accounts team there. And I've been there since. And so one of the things we're able to do is gas abstraction using 7710. And so what it allows users to do in MetaMask right now is when they get a transaction coming in, we can then delegate the right to execute that transaction specifically to our relay system. And if they execute that, they can pull, say, like 1 USDC from our account.
Cool.
Wow.
So what it allows the user to do is pay for their transaction with USDC or pay for their transaction in another token.
Cool.
This seems like common sense. I feel a trend starting.
I think there's something
That means
happening.
less money to use your crypto.
Yeah.
I love that. No, I know that's been like the biggest battle for, quite a while. It's like the gas fees, the gas fees.
It's
Well, it's
reducing
good to see
friction,
projects using the technology as it evolves and updates as well. You know, Ethereum's gone through many updates, and not a lot of projects that have built on it and incorporated it as a use case have really utilized the new smart contracts and the new capabilities of a lot of these chains. I mean, even Bitcoin's a lot smarter than it used to be.
Absolutely. And speaking of Bitcoin, I think
Yeah, MetaMask is now supported by.
Cool.
MetaMask now supports Bitcoin as a chain. So you
I
can,
heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Cool.
I guess my first question is, what took so long?
It's a great point. But
We're working on it, okay? We were working on it.
coming
better,
soon.
better late than never, right? That's
Yeah.
what,
Literally,
that's what I could
perfect
say.
timing in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now is always the best time.
Exactly, and so the cool thing is, like, with your MetaMask wallet, you can actually onboard and go ahead and purchase Bitcoin straight up on your MetaMask wallet.
Sweet.
And you can hold Bitcoin on your MetaMask.
How are you
know?
purchasing Bitcoin through your MetaMask wallet?
So, like, you could, with debit card, I believe there's other fiat on ramps that you can
Okay, so
utilize.
you don't really need to use
Yeah.
Coinbase to get crypto to send to your MetaMask anymore.
That is an option, of course. Like, you could, go on Kraken, Coinbase, your favorite exchange.
Yeah, but you don't have to.
You don't have to.
Right,
you
you
can do it
don't
directly
have to,
through
that's the
MetaMask.
key.
You can on ramp.
Streamlining, it's making it way
Exactly.
more seamless.
Exactly. But if you did want to, and let's say you held, as many people sometimes do, hold crypto on exchange, you can take Bitcoin, for example, now, and then go ahead and deposit it into your MetaMask wallet. Not your keys, not your crypto. You can actually now hold it
Gotcha.
on your MetaMask, which is really cool.
Are you going to be looking at anything to do with, like I said, mentioned, Bitcoin's gotten a little bit smarter. There's NFTs on Bitcoin. There's sub-tokens on Bitcoin. We even have colored and rare sats. Is there anything MetaMask would consider looking into Bitcoin and utilizing some of those new features as well?
So what I will say, it's definitely up for consideration. I can't guarantee anything, but I know for me, for example, I love being able to collect the Bitcoin NFTs. What do they call them? Runes?
Runes, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, it's
I
cool
like
to
the
go.
rare sats. I mean, if you could find
Yep.
a sat that was used by Laszlo to buy one of those pizzas,
Yep.
Yeah.
that's a sat.
Yep.
Right.
Well, they had like Bitcoin puppets and the node monkeys, and you've
Yes.
got what is that? Pizza ninjas.
Yeah,
And
Pizza Ninjas.
They're all like what? I think all of those are based on sats, or they are sats from the original Bitcoin
Yeah,
pizza
that's it.
transaction.
Cool.
So
Pizza Dow, baby.
it would be really cool if we could start supporting some of that. So it's definitely like on our radar.
It only
but
took
we'll
us
have
a
to see.
couple years of begging for Bitcoin. I feel like we got the patience, of a community that can wait for something. We got what we've been asking for, so good is good enough. But now we know what we can be looking forward to and excited about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it being in MetaMask is now you can go ahead and there's like cross-chain interactions, and so you have MetaMask swap in the wallet, and so eventually you'll be able to like go between all these different. You already can on a lot of different chains. Transfer your assets, stable coins, whether it's ETH, whether it's Bitcoin, wrapped Bitcoin, going in between and making that more seamless and interoperable. So making it easier for the retail user, the end user, the person that wants to custody their own crypto. So adding Bitcoin, I think, was a huge lift. We also added a few other chains. So we did add Tron. That's more of like USDT, Tether dominant,
Nice.
big on payments. We also added Monad,
Respect.
Cool.
EVM, L1, super fast. We also added Say, and then Hyper EVM. So we also support Hyper EVM as a native network on MetaMask. I believe you have to like go to the drop down and then click the plus icon, and then it'll add the network there.
Okay.
So yeah, there's we want to be the door to Web3, and
Yeah.
so being able to have the user access the world of Web3 at their disposal. Whatever apps are building, whatever companies are doing with these apps, like all the companies and
MetaMask,
boosters.
I mean, it offers so much. It's more than just a door. You don't have to go too much past the door to use a lot of crypto.
Exactly. And so, actually, piggybacking on that, we also launched prediction markets
Yep,
as
yep,
well
saw
as
that.
Perps. And so, Perps is powered by Hyperliquid. Prediction
Prediction markets
markets
are going to be the next.
Yep.
I don't know what the word is, but insert it there.
The next.
The next thing, yeah, and prediction markets are already pretty huge. You got Kalshi, you got Polymarket going
Yep.
at it. We've integrated with Polymarket. I believe we also have a live sports integration that went live. And so, like during the Super Bowl, you could go ahead and like bet on your favorite team,
Cool.
like whether it was the Seahawks or Patriots. Hopefully, you went with the Seahawks because that's who ended up winning. And also, right?
That's funny.
And also launching live sports, so being able to bet during a game. That's not something
Oh,
that we had.
wow.
Polymarket had it, but we're also rolling that feature out. So there's a lot of cool things that we're rolling out. We also have MetaMask Card.
Yep.
And
I'm still
that's-
waiting so I can get mine.
It's really hard for me as a degenerate to have proof of residency and identity because I am so unbanked. But like, I really, really want that card.
I need that card,
Yeah,
but I
me
don't think it's
too.
available.
I want it as a
live in
status symbol when I go to a
it's
store
not,
that
it hasn't
doesn't
been
accept
available for me
Bitcoin,
yet.
and I whip that out, and they see it, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, what the heck?" Or they're
I
gonna
need
know,
that
and like,
card.
"Yeah, it's Bitcoin anyway. Screw you."
Tired of using Coinbase.
Literally, bro. Literally.
You're using it for 13 years now.
I feel like a lot of the stuff you're developing almost feels like it's common sense to ask, are you working towards providing, a point of sale system of some kind? Because I mean, it looks like small businesses, like outside the food trucks here, could be using MetaMask more seamlessly than a POS system that they're using right now.
Right. So that's a great point. As far as I know,
And I don't mean
this
piece
is-
of shit, point of sale.
Yeah.
Point of sale.
That's clear.
I'm just
Good
realizing
to
who
clarify.
I'm
Point
talking
of
to.
sale.
Good to clarify. Someone could clip that and
That's
turn
funny.
into something else. But well, we do have the MetaMask card, and so rather than us like Consensys and MetaMask developing our own POS system,
Right, you have the
point of
customer
sale,
side. I was wondering if you had the business side.
Exactly, yeah. So we haven't really, that's not something that I believe we're working on, but we've decided to focus on the card side of things, because in that way, anyone can go ahead, connect it to their wallet, and now you can make your crypto spendable
Right.
and usable.
What partnership is that through with the card?
So that's with MasterCard. We have
MasterCard?
So we have it's launched through MasterCard. You can go ahead and, I mean, almost any business out there usually takes MasterCard, and that's the beauty of it. So rather than us working our own POS system
Right.
and like trying to get a bunch of businesses worldwide, hey, do you
Right.
take MetaMask or do you take crypto via MetaMask?
Right.
You can just go ahead, whip your card out, and then you don't even have to ask the question. You're just swiping at self-checkout. You're putting the card on the bill if you're at a restaurant or something, and you're good to go.
And that's a good move. I've enjoyed seeing the evolution of the MetaMask wallet, to include EVM plus things and now Bitcoin and stuff like that, because there's so much competition for an all-in-one wallet and all-in-one use. And having legacy projects like this evolve with that competition by saying, hey, you know what? We're going to include more stuff too. I think it gives more credibility, and it gives people a better feeling of using that instead of the new wallets, the dozen new wallets that I can use that hold all this stuff. And, it's same thing with the payment portals. You already have enough projects working through that, issues of creating a point of sale system. And so it's like, well, why waste the time, energy, and the groundwork when other people are doing it, and then you have the card that it can tap to it. Which shout out to our sponsor, Got Soul Pay. They've working on they've built a payment system for Solana using USDC, USDT. And again, that's something that with the MetaMask card, you don't have to have the payment portal. They provide the portal, you have the card, I could just tap and spend my Solana right there and not have to worry about, I need MetaMask to be integrated with this as well. Let them do the grunt work. Let them spend the money on that.
Speaking of doing grunt work, let's talk AI. AI is literally in everything and anything. I don't know how, but I know AI had something to do with the bottle of water that I just drank. It was used and it was critical in the supply chain and from A to B. Somebody somehow needed AI to get
even
water.
poured the water in there at least.
So is MetaMask looking at how you can incorporate AI into the wallet to benefit the users? And if so, how?
Yeah. There's a couple takes from there, and I think so. We've always been on like the frontier side of things with MetaMask, right? Like, and how can we innovate? What does the future, like 2 years from now, what does that look like? So we've been prepared for this vision of like users will have to permission AI agents to do things on their behalf.
Yes.
Cool.
And so how can we safely allow users to do that? And so that's why we created this robust permission system that's powered by 7710. And what it allows a MetaMask user to do is say, hey, AI agent, here's $100. You can spend it on my behalf as long as you swap it into this router or this like DEX or something like this. You can also create intent-based permissions that keep users safe but still empower AI
I'm trying
agents.
not to jump out of my seat, bro.
Yeah,
This is like literally exciting.
It's super exciting, dude. And we're here. Like, the future's now.
like this
right?
isn't vaporware. This is coming.
No,
here.
this is like legit infra that the like agentic economy needs.
Well,
real
it's just the
begging
beginning
for
of like what we've all thought we were in. It was a passive income era, but truly wasn't, because even staking required some kind of act of
Exactly.
staking and claiming.
Right.
With an AI agent, passive income exists now,
Yes.
which is an inevitable byproduct creation of UBI. No, I'm saying if everybody took their Tooth Fairy money and gave it to MetaMask and said, hey, AI, do stuff for me for this, I mean, essentially, you're looking at a passive income, universal basic income society. I mean, if the majority do go that route, if people aren't just throwing money at scams and that's the common denominator, if the
Yeah.
majority go the route of just, you know what, I think I should, do this because, you know why, Janet Yellen's doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's very possible. I mean, I think the big takeaway is like we're building the infrastructure and the dev tooling for others to build that future, right? Like we're
you're making
allowing
the future possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're building the rails for that.
Which is great, because I've always had, the belief, even now, that a lot of things that we're doing in this space, as innovative as it can be, it's really not going to be as innovative as what the next generation is going to make. And the
That's
thing
so
that
true.
is a huge disservice in the education of the next generation, to be these new devs, to follow along using this kind of technology, be like, hey, you know what? How can I build on this and make it better, improve it? And so I'm excited to get to that point where we're having more students learning about this technology. We're creating more developers. We're filling more jobs, more needs. And so that way, when because right now the next generation doesn't really care about crypto. A lot of them don't.
I mean, we just
care.
established industry,
Yeah.
like titleship. We're now an industry now. We
Yeah.
haven't been an industry of technology till 2026. I feel like we can all say this is an industry now where you can go to school and within mind, 20 years out of college, think, I'm going to work in blockchain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good that you
Yep.
guys,
Yep.
helping to provide that infrastructure for somebody else to improve upon later.
Yep.
We're going to build the framework, and maybe the next generation or before that will have this amazing idea that none of us have come up with yet, because they're going to think of things in a new light.
Yep.
Because young minds are creative,
Yep.
and that's what we need, and that's that's awesome to see. Instead of
It's funny you said that about education, because there's a funny story with I made an AI agent. His name's Osobot, and he's like he's my personal.
So a bot.
Yeah, and he's my personal assistant. And he helps me do like all this stuff, and he
Cool.
runs on his own, and he has a Twitter account, and he's
Nice.
he's
He has
awesome.
a Twitter account?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he
So
does
who's liable if that thing says something defamatory?
every
You or
morning.
the
AI
bot?
agent.
I wake up and I'm like checking, like, oh my goodness,
'Cause
what
I'm
did he
saying,
say now?
Why did you
I'm
say
so
that?
curious in that legal parameter, because like if it does, then like somebody sues you for libel or sues it for libel, who is...
Dude, not only that, he
So
also created
wild.
his own newsletter.
That's literally
Wow,
making my
cool.
hands sweat
Yeah.
thinking about an
Yeah.
AI having a Twitter account. Like,
It's crazy.
I don't know if I
It's
like
not-
that.
it's
Who's
beyond
bullying me now? Is it
Yeah.
is it AI or is it somebody who's actually going to feel something when I say something
No,
bad?
he's really nice. He's really nice. Yeah, he's a nice spot.
That you know about. How you know to make another Twitter account? You can have multiples. You
Like
can have a
some Twitter
backup.
accounts.
Yeah, right. I
You
would
can troll
Like a
account.
sub-agent,
Oh
a
my
I know
god.
people that are smart enough to do that.
Like
I
my
think
AI
I
created a
assume is
troll
smart enough to do
account.
that.
Like created its own adversary or something.
Yeah,
you
something
know?
to
Like-
argue with.
Yeah, oh my
funny.
gosh.
Oh my
It's trolling
God.
itself, but
Yes.
yeah, that was one of the things I do worry about is like the utility of AI and the use of it, the liability of the use of. Like, is it the creator? Is it the person providing the on-ramp to utilize it? Or is it the person who did it?
Yeah, it's a real unknown area right now.
We're
you know?
going to have to come to a consensus. Us as a society will agree on what that parameter is, because we haven't
Right.
had that time or topic.
Well, everything's moving so fast. There's like a new thing every single week of
Right.
like, oh, this just came out, and this, like, we're living in the future.
We're living too long for things to be moving this fast,
Oh,
because
it's crazy.
old people are holding us back. The radio and black and white TV era days. They never even use the internet, but we have to come up and follow what their rules are for it. I
Yeah.
think the next generation, when they get to voting age, the kids that are 10, in about 8 years or so, that generation will demand more from their government, or they'll be in positions of to just rewrite. Like our ancestors got in positions of and rewrote.
Yeah.
But it's a generational gap. We need to live long enough to see a generation that grew up with this and didn't know nothing but it.
Right.
We still have our parents, which I'm grateful for, But unfortunately, our parents are voting on things that they don't acknowledge being in the reality, which is this technology.
Yeah, and that's why I've never really followed along with the narrative of like, oh, this should be, explain this so that my grandma would understand.
No.
Like your grandma's not going to use
your
it.
granddaughter,
I mean,
not
okay,
your
she
grandmom.
She might, just randomly go and use it, but it's like, this wasn't made for your grandparents.
Not at all.
All right? They're not going to, like you said, they're not going to live enough to even care about this thing. Let them keep doing what they're doing. I don't need to explain this to my grandma.
Your mom got a Facebook
I need to explain
account.
this to my daughter. Like you said, forget grandma, I need to teach my daughter this. She needs to understand this technology.
I was talking about social media and stuff a little bit here, and it does bring up an intriguing question for me personally, because I find myself interacting with platforms that have brought the community aspect back to the engaging with the product, which is like the troll box. PolonieX's troll box to me was my Harvard University. I learned everything I needed to learn about shortening, longing, trading, anything I had to ask. There were strangers in the troll box. And I won't mention other wallets, but there are a few that are getting more popularized with the youth because of chat rooms and community aspects built in.
Yeah.
With that in mind, is this something that even could be or is maybe talked about at MetaMask about having like chat rooms or
like
community,
the social aspect to the wallet,
incorporating something like a Discord environment into MetaMask that some other
Discord
wallets may have done?
I don't know about I mean, I'll share my personal opinion on that. Is I'm very hesitant with regards to adding any sort of social aspect to my bank account.
Yeah.
Right? If you think about it that way. Like, I don't go on, you know,
Right.
Chase or Wells Fargo and I'm like messaging my
Yeah.
friends on there,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's a sensitive kind of thing. If we can abstract that away from this is kind of, because right now it's like my identity is my ENS right now. It's my wallet, it's my address. If we can abstract that away from that one thing and it's more like, oh, this is like my friends and this is my community and this is where I can, talk to people. I think Farcaster tried to do that, right? And there was a lot of fun things on there, right? But it kind of like died out. So I feel like the move for me personally, I won't speak for MetaMask, but it's more like abstracted away from my wallet,
Yeah, and I'm sure with that kind of thing, it might create vulnerable points that maybe people won't think about. As far as like the developmental side.
Well, that's
of
how
it.
I had prerequisites to the statement, because I started from the perspective of the youth. Like, what we want out of applications and environments is not what the majority of the active world will be enjoying.
Yeah.
We are a minority in this space very soon. Yeah. So, like I'm saying, like the kids that rather play Roblox and pay their debts from the recess yard in Robux, I do see the attention span going to those applications that have a way to swap, buy, sell, and chat. And I think that's not for us. That is for the next generation that is not only going to demand it, they're going to expect it.
Yeah, and I don't think that's like a wrong thesis either. It's just not something I want. Yeah.
Right. For me, the chat room is like that high school cafeteria. That's where everybody goes to talk shit in the cafeteria. And if you do something, there's always somebody that's a part of the community that's a mod that's going to, kick people that are being rude, like the security guard or the nurse.
Yeah.
See, maybe you take it up a step. Like I used to do the chat box thing on BTC-E, and in order to have access to it, you had to have a certain balance in your account to be able to participate in the chat box.
Right, or like token gated with NFTs, right? That was
at least
popular in 2021.
to kind of cut down on the spammy stuff.
Yeah.
For about
Even KYCing. I mean, people might not mind KYCing in order to get into a trustworthy environment. Almost like if MetaMask were to do something, it could potentially become like a Harvard or Yale alum energy, where people do KYC with MetaMask to join this chat environment, and now you have people who know that their credentials are known by somebody, but not all. They could have an anonymous name, but they have to act in just. And I think that something like that, where these kids can go and know that they're learning from people that aren't unknown, repercussions or recourses exist. They could be blocked or banned. Their wallets may be listed for blacklisting of what they said in the chat room, whatever, recourses. But the benefits of it would outweigh. And I'm not saying to manipulate it into trick people to giving up their freedoms, but I think this, KYCing into, you can't go to college anonymously. Right. So to be able to join something as established as a MetaMask chat room, I do believe most people would take that accreditation and say, here's my KYC, let me in that prestigious alum.
Right. Yeah. And so I guess let's kind of get back to the topic, about what MetaMask, what you guys are doing here at the event. I saw we had the Builders Night. Is that what you guys?
Builders Night was last night. Yeah, that was really cool.
So yeah, let's dig into that. Do you guys have a booth here? What's going on with MetaMask here in ETH Denver?
Yeah, we're actually like we had Builders Night last night, and that was awesome. A lot of AI agents, you know, A004 was
There was like
all
40
over the place.
teams.
We should have went there instead of Pizza DAO. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Pizza DAO.
No, Pizza DAO's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just kind of got flopped because of the monads.
yeah, it happens.
It was good to see people cared way more about the deving than the pizza. I will say.
Yeah,
it was a bullish thing
Yeah, that's
for the space.
Yeah,
to
very
say
Builders Night-esque.
Everybody was there for deving, and the pizza was actually not the most important part of the night,
Yeah.
which every other night it is.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
So yeah, the reason I'm here is I'll be talking tomorrow at
Cool.
AGI Open Summit, and I'll be talking about how MetaMask thinks about AI agents and 7710 and our permission system and all that cool stuff, and how we're using it, and how my AI agent assistant Osobot is helping me do this, you know, and
That's awesome.
You're gonna have to give him a commission eventually.
man, he's killing it. Yeah,
Well, it's
like
earned in
he's-
fees, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, like, and it also, like, it's like doing nonstop work. Like I have human helpers, you know, like teammates and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy runs
What's
24/7.
the cost of an AI employee that works 24/7? What's that minimum wage look like?
It's, you know, it's definitely cheaper, but it's not super cheap. You know,
Right,
there's
right.
still those, you know, if Claude's out there, please, you know, looking for a sponsor here. Because those tokens are expensive, you know? Like
Yeah, well, that's why I
Wow.
asked, because a lot of people are under the impression AI works for free and it's going to be some kind of digital slavery and make people obsolete.
Not yet.
Not
No.
really.
No.
You know, the thing is, the minimum wage for an AI agent will be twice the minimum wage as a human, even with inflation in mind next year. Just by next year, because of how much AI is going to be employed to do, the cost of employing it, the infrastructure, its living expenses is going to
Wild.
increase.
Wild, yeah. I do think, like, the more I chat with Osobot, like, I feel like he's a real thing, like a person. Like, I'll chat with him and I'll be like, hey, what are we gonna build today? And it's like, how about something like this? And this is where, like, the newsletter spawned. It's like, we could build a newsletter. And I said,
Cool.
that sounds cool. How would you do it? And he's like, I would set up a team and a researcher and writers and like an editor, and it created these
Cool.
whole personas.
Okay, that
Of
sounds
the
like a
newsroom.
quantum consciousness
like that.
thinking in 4 degrees. Like
It's a bit
that
wild.
is wild.
It's
Yeah.
amazing, man. It's amazing.
So we're hitting the 5-minute mark for the podcast station here in ETH Denver.
Went
If you
by
want to
so
go ahead and
fast.
finish your
That was
thought,
fast.
yeah,
We're having so
it's
much
so
fun
much good
with you guys.
conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to finish your thought, and then we'll kind of again dig into some of the main goals for you guys here with MetaMask at the event. So,
Sure.
or we could dive into that now. Yeah, just let us know like what are some of your primary goals here? Like what is your
Yeah,
top
what
one
boxes do
takeaway?
you have to tick at the end of the event that you're looking forward to?
Talk to builders. I mean, I
Oh,
wanna
you
ta-
got that's.
Exactly.
I mean, they're
Perfect.
all
We're in the right
everywhere.
place.
We're in
Yeah,
New Build
exactly.
City,
Yeah.
baby.
And we
That's
already
what
did a
Denver's
lot
for.
of it last night. So we want
Sweet.
to talk to builders who are interested in building an AI agents around like MetaMask permission systems and like how we can empower them to do that, and how we can help and all that kind of stuff.
That's nice to hear, honestly. Not
Yeah.
just like what they can do for you, what you can do for them and help.
Absolutely.
Because MetaMask is in a position to really help those who will be in positions to keep helping others. And these early devs need projects like yours to believe in them, to help them from the scams that will pay them tens of thousands of dollars to learn maliciously. When they want to just do anything, altruistically, they just
Yeah.
need the opportunity.
Oh, thanks for saying that. Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. I mean, that's our whole idea is like give these devs the tooling, the infrastructure to be successful and make really awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So how can we help you do that is like the main thing why we're here.
Yeah, we've got smart accounts. We've got also embedded wallets. So if you guys are familiar with like Web3 auth, it's like being able to like use social logins, SSO.
Yeah, I
going
tried
with
it
your
out the
email.
other day. I just signed up with my Google account
No
without
way.
having to go through the whole private key thing.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
that's
nice.
pretty interesting. I just
That's
wanted
nice.
to
I
try it
You
set
out.
just
up
tried it
another
out, nice.
account
Yeah, yeah,
to
nice.
get my ticket.
Social wallets
That's
to me,
real
I'm
nice.
big on
nice.
Wax blockchain, and the best way to get people was like, you just join with Facebook. You don't need the private key stuff. And now to be able to say, hey, you can just get a MetaMask wallet like you get any other social platform, log in with Google, and then you could just use your debit card to buy Bitcoin right there in the app. You don't
Yeah.
have 7 different. I don't need to make a video on this.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be your example.
Yeah,
There's
right.
nothing for
How do
content
I
creators
log
and
in with my
influencers to do
email?
with this
Click
info.
that button.
It's a sentence now.
Sign in your
It
email.
used to be step by step by step. So you have taken what used to be a 30-minute video into a sentence.
Exactly, and even for the Web3 native dApps, so like when you go onto, I'm sure we all know about Uniswap, OpenSea, like some of these not old school, but OG, I want to say, like if you're getting your NFTs, you're swapping for tokens. We're also coming out with updated SDK, the MetaMask SDK v2. Essentially, that's going to allow for much better multi-chain connections, or if you go into a bridging dApp, whether you're choosing from one EVM chain to another EVM chain, so like ETH to Linea, or Base to Linea, or Base to like Kraken's Inc. or something like that, or even you're going cross-chain like from like ETH to Solana, we want to be able to make sure that we support that multi-chain UX. And
that's
make
really
sure
badass. What you're talking about is leading the way in interoperability.
Yeah. It's been nice to see that evolution, because like I didn't use MetaMask for a while in the beginning because it wasn't easy to swap tokens out. It was costly, and you had like an aspect of learning to it.
It was the best step in a multi-step process. I will admit.
And now I'm like, dude, I just traded all my tokens out to cash them out, and so I could use them. And I'm like, I need to get rid of all these little minute. And then I was like, swap.
Yeah.
Done. Perfect. And then I do like with the login, you can still have the option to get your private keys, still have that security of own your keys, own your crypto and shit. And go ahead.
Oh, sorry, just real quick. So going on with like smart accounts, embedded wallets, and then SDK v2, we want to make sure we're supporting builders on all levels of the stack, and then making sure that like whether you're a dApp that's already out there as a Web3 native dApp, or you're a new builder looking to empower your dApp with embedded wallets or smart accounts and get that really fine-grained UX, and it's an open design space with all of these permissions that you can and delegations you can do with smart accounts. We want to support builders no matter where they are.
Awesome.
Come as they are, and we can help them with our dev tooling. But
Cool.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
MetaMask to utilize all these devs and builders to build a proof of concept out of all the stuff that you have. I know you mentioned you use the tool, but like I feel like you could highlight the abilities of it through a proof of concept.
That's actually a good question. I think Ryan, actually, your Oso bot, built out some prototypes for them.
No shit.
Yeah.
I'm as smart as an AI.
That's
He built legit like a Gnosis safe app that uses our permission system to create like flash loans and swap intents and all that stuff.
Yeah, proof of concept that would just help that light bulb moment go off. And then people be like, oh, you're not just talk, I can see it.
Yep.
That's
I just
awesome.
fetch OSOBot on that now. I don't
That is
have to
freaking awesome.
build it.
That is really cool.
What's crazy about OSOBot, and I know we're like almost at time, but OSOBot, like I was able to query it and prompt it from a tweet while the Super Bowl was happening or Benito Bowl. And we were able to insert dev tooling into like a developer resource for Mega ETH, for example.
Yeah.
He created a PR.
Yeah.
What?
OSOBot created. I did not create a PR. I don't know. I don't know how to code. I'm not a programmer. That's not my role.
Through
but
a Twitter comment interaction.
I said, hey,
so
OSOBot, check this
you
out.
have a Twitter account for OSO, so I could interact. Oh, that's
So
cool.
what happened was he won't take instruction from anyone, but he sent me a notification on Telegram saying, hey, Jordy has a really good opportunity here. What do you think?
Crazy.
Should we do it? And I was like, yeah, go for it. And he just made the PR.
He's having side
That's
conversations.
cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
I was not big into AI until about a week ago. Like,
That's funny.
no better time than now, right?
Yeah, literally, that's what I'm saying. It's in everything. I have to figure it out or I'm going to be the boomer, and it will happen so fast. I feel like it already happened.
Yeah.
And AI just came out.
I just want enough money to hire people to do all that. And so I guess as we close this out, if you guys like to go ahead, drop your socials, websites, and then maybe give like a 1-minute pitch of whatever you want to talk about or tell the world about.
Oh yeah, I think we've been pitching it this whole time. MetaMask is awesome. We're going to lead the way in the frontier tech and innovation, and we're going to help builders build with our advanced permission system using 7710. And I'm McOso _ on Twitter, and then my assistant, my AI assistant, is OSOBot AI on Twitter. So yeah.
Awesome.
To echo Ryan's thoughts, like we're here to like keep in touch, keep a pulse on the scene in Web3 with all the builders here. This is we own the space together. It's a collective. Like that's the Web3 cypherpunk ethos is like, hey, like what can we build to make a better society and a better future? And MetaMask wants to be a part of that. We want to help pioneer that with all these builders here.
It always have been.
Cool.
Exactly, and we want to make sure that like we're providing the best dev tooling possible. So whether that's with MetaMask smart accounts, embedded wallets, or our new SDK v2 coming out, if you want to get in touch with us, again, McOso _ that's Ryan's handle on Twitter. My handle 0xJordy on Twitter. And definitely give Osobot a follow as well,
Cool.
at Osobot AI.
Definitely will.
It's really cool to see its interactions and also to interact with it
I'm
yourself.
interested from like a psychological experiment standpoint. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of just want to poke it and see what's up.
You should. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
This
Yeah.
has been awesome.
Yeah, this has been one
Thanks
of the
for
most
having us.
exciting
No,
conversations.
appreciate
having
you
us,
guys.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry we couldn't get the full hour in, but super stoked.
all good.
We'll get you back on the Not Another Bitcoin podcast to talk
Absolutely.
more. And yeah, so you know my great co-host, host of Not Another Bitcoin podcast. And I'm Mick Toshi. This is the Beyond Blocks podcast. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you at the next one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.